now we're gonna talk about fashion. And makeup. It's like such a great microcosmic representation of our functions. Notice that you are really good at analyzing fashion trends throughout the centuries.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's easy for NI to kind of like see the progression in something, even if it's kind of like cyclical. I think it's just fun. It's nice to give my NI a break about maybe topics that like have a very TE purpose in my life, and just like think about fashion and like, yeah, is there specific trends? Are we repeating things in like a way that we can predict what the future fashion is going to be like?
You would think of this new article of clothing in terms of how it fits into your current wardrobe, which I literally like never do, and that seems to be very NI.
Yeah, it has to be like within the general color scheme that I've already built up, or otherwise if it's like a really random color, then I know I don't know how I'm going to like incorporate it into my wardrobe. But once in a while I do enjoy, like, there's something that even though if it's brightly colored or is just kind of maybe original in some sense, I'll just like it enough that I actually will want to buy it for myself and wear it. So yeah, I'll have like those fun moments of just like, yes, this is like what I like, and I will just not care about what anyone else thinks.
This ENFJ person I know with dominant FE, she was telling me about how if she's like at an event, so she feels really uncomfortable if she doesn't feel like she fits in visually with the rest of the people. If like everyone is dressed casually and she's like wearing like a dress and heels, and she's not gonna feel comfortable, and vice versa. But for me, I really don't care. Yeah, as long as maybe I'm not wearing like jean cut-off shorts to a black tie event, I think I'm fine.
I think at first maybe my approach to fashion was more like FISE. Yeah, like I'd have this SE experience of like, oh, that thing is so cool. And my FI is like, yes, I value like cool fashion ideas. And then I like get it and I'm like, yeah, it sits in my closet forever. And I like force myself to wear it once, but then I'm like so uncomfortable all day long.
The only shopping I enjoy occasionally is FI and E shopping. My INE is like, let me look at everything in the store. My FI is like, pick up the things you love and run out, pay and then run out. That thing that you talk about is like me buying clothes all the time. Unless my SI is activated, in which case I will always regret my purchase. If my SI is like, okay, you have an interview, you need to buy a black blazer, I will definitely regret buying this black blazer, like 100%. I just hate it. I'm like, why do I even have this blazer? Or I'm like, let me just buy this black cotton t-shirt because I'm definitely gonna need this black cotton t-shirt. My SI like is like telling me, regret! There was definitely this long period in my life where I was consciously trying to, I think almost all of the things that I bought were black. I was trying to buy like all these pencil skirts, and I think I was just like so unhappy. I don't know why. I just kept trying to like make myself into this thing in a very SI way, and I wasn't being true to my own. Yeah, so that thing that you talk about, the FI mode of buying stuff, like you just like it so much that you need to buy it. Yeah, never regret those purchases.
I wonder if it's because our like third, fourth function might come out more in this sort of fun experience like shopping. Shopping without a purpose can kind of be stressful to a point. I mean, sometimes I can enjoy it a little bit in small doses, just like as an SE visual experience of like, oh, just look at all these clothes and all these different forms and colors. But I think if that goes on for too long, then that can be very draining. Even if like I'm caught off guard on a shopping event, like, oh, let's just go into the store for fun. Like usually in the back of my head, I know what articles of clothing I might actually need to buy, like which ones I'm sort of like maybe low on. In that sense, I already have this like trajectory in my head of like, okay, yeah, I'm only looking for these types of clothes right now.
So much of the time I go out with a specific purpose in mind, like TE and the SI to like dictate exactly what I need for this purpose. So like this is when I go to buy like a simple white button-up shirt for whatever thing that I have to do. And then I come back with like 5 pairs of heels. No, I wish I had that money, but like, I come back with like a sparkly dress. Guys, we live in Canada, but like I am constantly just not having enough winter clothes because if I don't like it, I don't buy it. So that ends up being me not having any like hoodies and sweaters. The only hoodie I have is the one that you gave me. And I think this is just like a FI dom thing, like especially FI with SI, because every little choice I make can potentially, like, either I don't care at all, or I'm like, wow, this which coffee I order is definitely an expression of my identity. So that definitely goes along with like all the clothes that I wear.
I generally like see makeup as like a gendered thing. I think because of that like taints my view of it. I guess I see it as like we live in a society where maybe women have the bad side of it, that maybe in professional scenarios it might be sort of like implied that we might have to wear makeup just to like be professional, and I think that's unfair. And then I also think it's unfair that I know that there are men who wear it for like self-expression, and maybe like in bigger cities and stuff that's kind of acceptable, but like probably like most of the world that's like still very not acceptable.
So I think for me, it's the same as fashion in that it's just like part of the self-expression. So like the same, either I'm like, oh my gosh, which look will fit best with me, or I'm like, don't care, like no makeup, sweatpants outside, don't care.
I mean, okay, and it's also kind of just like a TE kind of efficiency thing where I just like don't see the point of having to spend more time and more money on like appearances. Eventually I realized that I actually just feel better about myself when I don't wear makeup. So I think that's like an FI thing, where maybe some FI users would like feel good with that mode of self-expression, but for whatever reason my FI felt like by not wearing makeup and just showing like all the imperfections on my skin and everything, that like makes my FI feel better about myself. And actually I think that helped me gain a lot more confidence in my appearance. But I definitely respect it when like people see it as like a mode of self-expression, and I think that's really great, but I wish it was more like egalitarian between the genders in that sense. Yeah, if it's like a night out or something, then I think I enjoy putting on makeup, or even like for a fancier event. It can just be kind of nice, because I think, again, I still see it as a gender thing, where it's like, okay, yeah, if you're going to a wedding, like, guys are also, like, putting on suits and probably, like, styling their hair and stuff, so, like, I can put in a little extra effort. But if it's something where it's, like, guys probably don't have to put in the effort, then I'm like, no, I don't want to put in the extra effort, that's unfair.
Here's the thing, I feel like an SE user, if they were to put on makeup, they will always choose the thing that looks best. For me, it's aesthetically pleasing, but it's not pure aesthetics. It's already tied to a bunch of things. Like, two things can potentially be equally aesthetically pleasing to the SE user, but because one thing reminds me of this style of fashion that was seen in a movie, for example, that's gonna be so much more tied to the past and my identity and my expression, and I'm gonna pick that one. For example, like sometimes blue eyeshadow, it doesn't look horrible on me, but I don't think it really looks that great on me. Like, I realize that, but then since I don't have SE, I just like don't really care. So like blue is associated via SI to a bunch of different things. So sometimes I like would do that, even though I realize that it doesn't look as good as many other shades, but I'm like, yeah, this thing, I want this association for today, right now, let's go, blue.
I think we had this conversation way back in high school before like either of us even knew anything about cognitive functions. I think my favorite colors are the ones that just look best on me, and I'm like, I wonder if that works for everyone. And I think then later you kind of remembered that, realizing that about cognitive functions, and you were like, oh, that's so SE. Like, for me it's like an SI association of like what the color represents, and that's why it's my favorite color in the moment.
I always say my favorite color is red, because I just like the things that red stands for, like passion, warmth, like blood, intensity. So I like all these things. So I like red, and red looks okay on me, but I'm pretty sure, like, you know, pink, like some other green looks really good on me, yellow.
Yeah, I definitely like have no associations with like certain colors, so it's really cool. So yeah, it's a very SE thing where it's like, maybe to you all blues would like have a similar SI kind of association, but for me it's like, oh, this particular blue will just like aesthetically go better with this particular pink or something like that. This
is why I don't think I can be a painter. Like, I can paint, but it's not gonna be like an SE painter. Like, is it gonna look so good to your eyes would just be kind of far down on my priorities list, whereas, or if it is on my priority list, it would be like a TE priority. I'm like, I want people to like it and buy it, so I'm gonna make it aesthetically pleasing. But for the SE user, it's just automatic, visceral. It's just how they're built. Like, I have to go through it in a very roundabout way.
I have like some interest in painting, so I follow certain YouTubers, certain artists who have like YouTube channels, where I think one of them is like ISFP, but then there are two others, and I think I would type them, one is INFP and one is like ESFJ or ISFJ, so both like SI users, whereas the ISFP is just like painting a landscape as it would be in real life. And with a very pleasing aesthetic, while like the SI users are like, yeah, playing with these kind of word associations and making these like landscapes that are kind of very abstract in that sense. That's kind of like completely off topic.